This week's episode of the Living Outrageously podcast is proudly brought to you by the brand new Living Outrageously online store. To grab your samurai merchandise, go to livingoutrageously.com. Dudes, welcome to the Living Outrageously podcast. This is the show where we teach you how to stop living a boring life and start living outrageously. My name's Dave Thompson, that is Matt the freaking man Kelly, and this is the show for passionate, creative, and intelligent people who want to step up and make their dent in the universe. Matt the freaking Kelly, impossible is an opinion.
It is indeed, my friend. Holy damn is impossible an opinion. I believe we continue to determine that every single week, every single episode, no matter where the sloth comes and presents itself, it gets samurai'd because that's what we do. That is what the samurai does. We're seeing it constantly on Facebook. We're seeing it constantly with our online store. We're getting the emails about it every day. I'm just out of my mind excited about the prospects of the samurai on the planet Earth. The samurai is flourishing. This is amazing.
It is, Matt Kelly. And today's topic, so really pumped about this one. We've had a few questions on the email about this, and a few people around the traps are they're asking me this. I've had it a few times with coaching clients. They say, Dave, is it possible to be samurai when surrounded by a sloth environment? And Matt Kelly, to that we say...
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'll tell you what, Dave. Everyone knows what it's like to be in a sloth environment. And I'm not talking about necessarily man, think about sitting on the train. Or sitting in traffic and looking around you. Or sitting, even sitting, you know what? I don't want to offend anyone, but even sitting at home.
Yes.
Even sitting at home, even sitting you might be in a circle of old friends. Or even new friends. You could be in a, it doesn't even matter. No matter whatever environment you're in, right? Just ponder that. Is it possible to be a samurai when you are surrounded by sloth?
Absolutely yes, Matt Kelly.
Is.
Absolutely yes. And a true samurai, Matt Kelly, shameless plug coming up for the LOP merchandise store. If you have not been there yet to get your official LOP merchandise, do so immediately. Immediately. This is the sort of stuff we're talking about, Matt Kelly.
We are indeed, Dave. These are the official LOP samurai. This is a uniform. This is what samurai wear. When the samurai go out after the sloth, boom, they put on their uniform. If they're not wearing the official samurai gowns, they are wearing those t-shirts. A fact. Japanese samurai wear Living Outrageously t-shirts. Maybe not a fact, but we believe that they should. And there. So go to the online store, go to livingoutrageously.com, click on the link, the store button at the top left, or the button down the bottom right. Man, do it. Buy a shirt and be samurai day in, day out for the rest of your life.
Love it, Matt Kelly. All right, let's get straight down to the content today.
Let's do it.
Is it possible to remain samurai when surrounded by sloth? We say an emphatic yes. And the simple answer is that being samurai is an internal mindset. Samurai does not happen to you.
And, man, does it. Man, whoa, a very astute point. Being a samurai, man, you know what happens to you? Sloth happens to you.
Sloth happens
You
to
don't sit back and wait to be samurai. That never happens. You can't sit there and be like, I'm just going to chill here, and one day the samurai is going to find me and infect me and I'll be a samurai after that. No, every real samurai knows that they've got to be samurai all the freaking time, because when the sloth comes, and the sloth will come...
he
will come. You've got to be ready. If you're taking that slow, calm, peaceful road to the hot dog at the end and not taking the crazy bumpy ride because you're in it for an adventure, then you know that the sloth is just sitting there infecting you from every possible angle. And you've got to be there. You've got to be ready to grab the samurai sword, samurai the sloth, and man, it does not matter what's around you. It does not matter what the road is. It does not matter what people are there. If you want to be samurai, you need to step up and take it. You need to take control and forget about what's around you. Forget it.
But Matt Kelly, what about I live in a family where the rest of my family is sloth. And I'm a real go-getter, but the rest of my family looks down on go-getters. Or maybe I sit in a cubicle and I'm part of a team that's full of sloth and I really want to do this, but if I did something, I'd look weird. Or, maybe, Matt Kelly, I'm full of some friends and I say I want to start my own business and they're just like, yeah, all small businesses fail, or that's really hard, didn't you know?
Guess what, man? Oh, you know what I say to that? Sloth. Man,
It is-
it is very, very easy for someone. I've got to go to that last point you just made there about the people around you who say you can't or you won't or it won't work. Guess what? Those people are not samurai for you. Ultimately, they don't care about what happens to you. They're saying that because of what's going on in their heads. Man, that's their limiting beliefs that they're putting on you. So the minute you go, oh yeah, if you've identified their sloth, why are you taking advice from them? Why are you listening? Hang on, whoa. Why are you listening to those people at all? Why even let that come in? Because if you know you're samurai, that's good, you can be friends, but you know that when it comes to, I'm going to run at this, I'm going to samurai, I'm going to make it happen, man, forget the sloth-ridden ways around you. That stuff's going to die.
But Matt Kelly, it seems so hard.
It's challenging. It is challenging.
It's challenging, and we've got some tips for people today. We've got some tips for people today, and I think we should get down them, because it's one thing to just go, they're sloth and I'm samurai, but how do we do that? Well, we're going to show you right.
All right.
Okay, so first one is you need to forgive them for being infected by sloth.
It's almost recognition.
It's
It's
awareness.
Oh, wow, it is.
It's awareness. And it's also like, okay, your life is controlled by sloth, and that's neither good nor bad. Like, I have no judgment on that. It's a judgment-free zone. You've chosen sloth, and that's your choice. It does not affect me. There's no energy there. It's not like I'm not giving any energy to the situation. Matt Kelly, if you focus your energy into a particular point, what happens? It accelerates.
You're giving it power. That's very true.
You're giving it power. So if you're focusing on how much you hate someone being sloth, maybe a coworker, partner, maybe your friends, and you give that lots of energy, you're only going to get more of it back.
So really what you're doing is, by focusing on it, you're empowering it so that it becomes a bigger issue to you.
That's right. So the key here, no judgment, don't give it any energy. It's neither good nor bad. It's just
So you're just recognizing that it's there and that it exists, and you make a call based on that, how you choose to react.
Exactly. Big point here. It just is. The sloth is neither good nor bad. It just is. It's just the way it is. That's a sloth. And maybe even just have a little giggle to yourself. Just like, that's a sloth.
Man.
That's what sloth looks like. All right? So forgive the person, all right, and remove the focus.
Don't even worry about the fact that the sloth is there. You've just identified that it's there. You know it's there. By hyping it up, by screaming at the person, you're doing nothing but empowering the sloth, making itself more evident to you.
Absolutely, Matt Kelly. And you know the point here, and I'll be brutally honest, some people have a tough time letting go of this sort of thing. Letting go at the anger. They might be angry at someone, all right? They might be angry at someone for being sloth. Oh, come on, change. Come on, you've got to get healthy.
Think about families here, man.
Yeah,
Think
this
about
is
families.
huge.
It's one of the hardest things that people deal with within families.
Absolutely. And Matt Kelly, that's one thing that we specialize in coaching, is helping people to let go of this sort of stuff. So if you do want to change, and you've got to want it, man. You've got to want it real bad. Like, I don't work, man, do you think I'm the type of guy that works with people that are half-assed, hell to the no, all right? You got to be genuine about wanting to change and be freaking samurai. Like, if you genuinely want to let go of some of this stuff, and like, man, the freedom that you get after it,
It's weight. It's weight. It's literally just
phenomenal.
weight. You're shedding it off you. It's no longer a limitation of your life.
That's right. So if you do want to let go of these things, Matt Kelly, we've got some cool coaching programs coming up. Stay tuned to livingoutrageously.com. You'll see all about it.
Yeah.
Big thing. Let it go. No energy. All right. A couple of things to realize.
Very calming. Very calming. I like that.
It is.
I like that.
It is. It is. Mr. Sloth.
It's the most friendly you've ever been towards the sloth. And you know why? It's because you've identified that sloth. So here's how I've interpreted that. That sloth isn't even important enough for me to justify picking up my samurai sword.
It just is.
Yeah. Wow.
It's there is. My is samurai. Samurai. That's my is. So a couple of things to note here, Matt Kelly, and important concepts. So samurai is samurai no matter what their environment. Now, if you're a samurai, if you watched the last episode or a couple back about the samurai code and you subscribe to that samurai code, then we know that one of your values is you value mobility. Mobility and flexibility. You want to be able to move around. So how's this for a thought? A samurai doesn't need to be at his home gym in order to work out like a samurai. So if you're saying to me, oh, I can't start my business because when I go home to my family, they're full of sloth and they infect me and pull me down. Well, that sort of goes against the samurai code.
Yeah, because it's almost the samurai can stand back and identify where those limitations are and just breeze on past them.
It's all about being samurai in every single moment. Every single moment. How do you become samurai? You practice being samurai all the frickin' time.
Yeah.
Pig-headed determination, Matt Kelly. Pig-headed determination to be samurai.
Is a samurai... Like, a samurai doesn't, like, look at that and go, oh, I've got to put that in the bin. The samurai picks it up and throws it in the freaking bin because a samurai is a samurai.
That's right. Samurai at everything, including throwing things in the bin, including stuff as small as brushing your teeth, Matt Kelly.
Yes.
Be a pro at brushing your teeth. Brush them like a true samurai would. So here's the question, and we talked about this last episode. What would a samurai do?
Yeah.
A samurai would give his teeth the royal treatment. He would brush with the finest toothbrush and the finest toothpaste. He might even have an assistant do it for him, or he would have a motorized little thing, okay? And then he would floss ever so perfectly, removing all the king crab that he ate last night, or the filet mignon, or the organic vegetables that got caught in his incisors. Then, Matt Kelly, he would finish the routine with a amazing mouthwash.
Ooh, interesting.
Right? The samurai does the royal treatment for everything. If you're in the situation where you have to make your own bed, make it like a samurai. If you're doing paperwork, do the paperwork like a samurai. People say like, yeah, I'm just going to go to my job, like, you know, people that are starting their own business. Okay, but they're in that transition phase where they have to work a job as well. And they're like, you know, maybe the job's a bit shitty. Like it's a bit lowbrow for them. Like it's low skill. Like they could be operating at a way higher level, but they're working in some low position. They go, yeah, it's just my day job, so I'm just gonna like cruise by.
Yeah.
And then when I get home, I'm gonna be really samurai. I'm really gonna give it everything and go for it, do my absolute best. And it doesn't work like that. You got to practice being samurai every single moment.
Can I make a point here?
Please.
Big point. If you're going to spend the time doing something anyway, especially if it's something that's going to take if I know I'm going to go in there for 8 hours, man, I'm going to be there 8 hours whether I'm samurai or not. But if I'm samurai, I'm like sharpening the sword while I do it. I'm learning samurai techniques. I'm improving the way in which I click into samurai by being samurai. Right? I can go there and waste that time. That's fine. There's a bit of sloth in that. There's a bit of sloth in like wandering in and taking my sweet time and whatever, wandering out at the end. Or I can come in, destroy it like a samurai, get better at being a samurai. The samurai's already good. This is improving what the samurai does.
Brilliant.
Like upgrading the list of... Man, talk about video games from a few episodes ago. Like the high score. Man, I'm like getting those achievements. If everything I do, I'm upskilling. Like, man, today I'm going to become an expert at freaking dishwashing, because I've got dishes and they need washing. So when I go there, I'm going to destroy those dishes. I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to get a high score there, because that's what the samurai does. The samurai upgrades their talents constantly. So it's about, if you're going to do it anyway, why not be samurai? Why not? You may as well. There's no reason why you wouldn't.
Exactly. I love that, Matt Kelly. Be samurai at everything. And you know what else? It also occurred to me, and this is a bit of a tip taken from Sean Roach, who was a mentor that we talked about in a previous episode. And I've also learnt it from another mentor, Chet Holmes. Okay, he does sales training. These guys, every single aspect of their life earns them money. Okay, earns them money or is a tax deduction. So Sean Roach, okay, his wife decides that she wants to take up Thai cooking. He starts a Thai cooking website, and then all her tuition fees, all her Thai ingredients are tax deductible. Boom. Chet Holmes, his daughter is acting, right? She's an actor. He decides to have a bit of a look, goes, yeah, I actually like this. I'm a bit of a writer. All right, I'm going to write a screenplay. I'm not just going to write it for fun. I'm going to get freaking Warner Brothers to make a damn movie out of it, right? Show me some freaking money. What would the samurai do? The samurai would write the script and then get Warner Brothers to produce it. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about, Matt Kelly. That is genuine samurai.
The samurai doesn't muck around. The samurai doesn't go, oh man, this is going to suck. I'm just going to finish this quickly and get rid of it, and then I'm going to move on to something better. The samurai destroys, it leaves a path of destruction. The samurai is like, I'm not leaving anything untouched. If I've got to do those things, every single thing is going to be done in the most samurai way possible.
It's almost like a mark of respect. Like when the samurai has been to a situation and dealt with it, after he's left or she's left, someone could almost look back and just go,
yeah, it's like, what just happened?
When a bear leaves tracks in a forest? Yeah, that's like the mark of the samurai. A samurai has been here.
Yeah.
How about that? How about that?
Damn.
That's awesome. That brings us to our final point, Matt Kelly, which is all about raising the bar. And we've already spoken to it a lot. It's the continual process of raising it, boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. I talk about it to my rugby boys that I coach all in the wintertime here, every single week, every single training. Fellas, we're focusing on this skill today, and we're raising the bar. This was our performance last time. This time, we're aiming for this performance. And the next training, we're aiming for this performance. All right? The big takeaway from this whole session today, Matt Kelly, is yes, it is possible to be samurai in any environment. Okay, think about, and let's just quickly, I just want to finish off by talking about a couple of examples.
Yes.
Okay, real life examples. So, firstly, we told a story in season 1 about the concentration camps in Auschwitz.
Yes. Very serious, yeah.
Very serious. And how someone escaped when all seemed lost. Okay, when everyone was dying around him. So, in the most dire situation where it would almost be fair to say that Sloth has been imposed on all the prisoners of war. Like, if you're in a concentration camp in the Second World War, man, and they're not feeding you.
I can't even comprehend how incredibly difficult that situation would be.
Man, that's tough. That is really tough.
It's like, man.
They're forcing Sloth on you, okay? They're forcing...
They've removed like your it's like they've almost removed your right to be the samurai. You've had the limitations placed on you far and beyond. I don't even want to pretend to understand that. That's so intense a situation. That's massive.
Exactly. The point is that is a damn tough situation to be samurai in. But there was one guy, and remember that story that we told?
Yeah.
His brain was asking himself, how can I escape immediately? Right? And he found a way, they were throwing the dead bodies out of the gas chamber into a truck, and then the truck was driving out. He found a way to jump in the back of the truck. He was alive. The dead bodies piled up on top of him. He waited there for 6 hours with dead bodies on top of him. They drove out. They dumped him in a grave. and then he crawled his way up out of the dead bodies in this grave, and then he ran 30 miles to freedom.
Yeah.
There is always a way to be samurai. How about this one, Matt Kelly? So sometimes in some cultures, there is a stigma against staying in the town in which you grew up, especially if it's a small town. You know what people say, man. They're like, "Oh, you're still there?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
are
totally.
you serious?"
Yep. We've all heard it.
And there's the point to note here is that in any town, there's always samurai.
You know what? I don't care where you are. There are people around you who would think on the same page as you, and you know when you meet them. You're like, damn, that person gets it. It might be something they say, it might be an action in which you witness, but man, you're like, whoa, they didn't have to do that way. And you get talking, and you're like, whoa, that person is a samurai. They are everywhere. You just got to hunt them out. You got to find them.
You got to open your eyes, man. And that goes back to last week, what we were saying, like, live in the moment. And Matt Kelly, we must do an episode on living in the moment.
Yes.
We absolutely must. We must. Maybe that'll be the next one. Living in the moment, and you'll notice these things.
Yes.
In every single environment, there is samurai. Our plea to you is, why not you? Why not now?
Expect to have Sloth around you. Expect it. You are so aware of it. It doesn't even affect you. You can be samurai everywhere. And anywhere and everywhere.
Absolutely. And it goes back to the tips. If you are surrounded by sloth, acknowledge. Forgive, and just no energy. Oh, it's a sloth. It just is. It just is. Cut energy. Matt Kelly, that's almost a wrap. I'm fairly happy with that.
That's quite deep. It's really deep.
It's very deep.
Because this is something that we do hear about a lot. A lot is what do I do when I feel like the walls are closing in, and it's all about what's going on in here. Constantly, always thinking about like what is next for me, not for everyone else, for me. And man, that is like so incredibly powerful. Such a massive technique.
Awesome. Okay, we've got a lot of good stuff coming up on the LOP. Matt the freaking Kelly. I gotta say it again, man. I'm so excited to have a merchandise store. Like, that is the coolest thing ever.
It's pretty cool.
You know what Simon Tannick posted on the Facebook? He was like, yes, merch store, the pinnacle of online business international success.
Yes.
Something like that.
That's awesome.
Just like, yes, that is so true.
Simon is a good guy. Shout out to Simon. Damn, that guy's cool. He's doing massive stuff.
He is.
Badass.
And I want to see his children's book that comes out very soon.
He's writing the book. Yeah.
I'm sure, I'll tell you what, if he's putting that on Amazon, I'm sure there's about 4 bazillion LOP viewers who would gladly Amazon review that for him.
I think, Simon, you have to get in touch with us before that launches so we can create the biggest freaking launch anyone in the history of Amazon has ever experienced, and that includes the big man Tim Ferriss. Just putting it out there.
Oh, ow! I like it, Matt Kelly.
Awesome.
All right. That'll do, big fella. Great podcast. Great value. Is it possible to remain samurai when surrounded by sloth? Absolutely yes. There's not much more to say, Matt Kelly. If you want to know more, facebook.com/livingoutrageously or the blog livingoutrageously.com. My name's Dave Thompson. That is Matt the freaking man Kelly, and we will catch you on the other side.
Peace out, everyone.